The film begins, and we see an old harbor in New York where two workers were repairing an old ship called Modi Mirth. One of the workers started removing a metal plate attached there because selling it could bring good money. As soon as the plate was removed, the pressure from inside rushed out strongly. Now the male worker said everything was fine, but the female worker got suspicious because she saw something strange coming out from that place. And suddenly, a horrifying creature collided with the female worker and disappeared from there. When the male worker tried to help his companion, that dangerous creature appeared in front of them. Its entire body looked like a rat. Suddenly, it attacked the male worker and completely bit off his ear and nose. Seeing this, the female worker got completely terrified. She tried to run away. When she came into the engine room, the rat creature was already present there. That's why the worker had to run away again. But she didn't notice that her foot accidentally landed on the severed ear of the dead worker. Because of that, she slipped and fell down. She fell exactly into the place that they had just opened. With great difficulty, she peeked up to see where the rat creature was staring at her. And the very next moment, it jumped down. After this, the scene shifts to a girl named Selena, who was running in panic. She reached the terminal and talked to a ship worker. He asked her, breathing heavily, "Why are you so scared?" Then Selena told him that she was working as a waitress at a birthday party. Now the party had ended, but the girl whose birthday it was, Sandy, and her friends wanted to continue the party on the street. That's why they were chasing her. But since Selena wanted to return home, she came to catch the ship. The worker told her to go to the lower deck, while he himself started thinking of a way to stop those girls. Just then, Sandy and her friends arrived searching for Selena. They asked the worker, "Have you seen Selena?" The worker told them she had gone to the upper deck, so they went up after her. Now all the passengers and ship crew members had arrived, so the captain announced that very soon their journey would begin. But from the control room, an operator told the captain to stop the ship for some time because there was very heavy fog on the way. Hearing this, the captain said, "I cannot wait any longer. I have been on duty too long. I want to go home." So he gave permission to start the ship. The operator warned him, "You have no idea how deep this fog is. Until you reach, stay in contact with me." As soon as their journey started, all passengers sat in their seats. Among them was a nurse who saw that a big man was sleeping on her seat. When she came near him, the big man suddenly woke up. He was quite frightened. Holding her hand, he said, "This ship is cursed." But obviously the nurse did not take his words seriously. Now, on the lower deck, Selena was still hiding, where she again talked to that worker. She told him, "I had dreams, and I have not yet been able to fulfill them." Meanwhile, a man in another part of the ship, who was wearing a large mask costume, went to another deck to rest. As soon as he sat at a place, someone whistled. When he got up to check, there was no one there. But when he went back to sit again, he saw that his mask was no longer on his face, but placed in front of him. When he moved forward to pick up the mask, suddenly the creature attacked his legs, injuring him badly. Then the creature picked up a burning torch and pierced it into the back of his head. The torch went straight through, and his face was destroyed horribly. In this painful way, he died right there. Now when Selena went to the washroom, the nurse also came there. She gave Selena her diary, saying, "I found this lying on the floor." Selena thanked her, but as soon as the nurse left, Selena threw the diary into the dustbin because now she had no use for it. Coming out of the bathroom, she had no idea that in the cabin next to her, a bloodthirsty creature was eating a human body. The journey continued. A police officer came to the upper part of the ship for his duty. There he heard a laugh just like Mickey Mouse. The officer realized that someone was coming up the stairs. As he went to check, suddenly someone struck his leg with a hammer. He fell down from the stairs. In this attack, his gun slipped away. As he crawled forward to grab it, again, the hammer came down on his hand. His bones broke and blood started flowing quickly. He screamed in pain. Terrified, he looked up, and right in front of him stood Mickey Mouse. Now Selena, who was passing nearby, heard his screams. She came to check, and when she reached the back of the ship, she saw the rat, the one who wore a Mickey Mouse costume, holding the police officer. He was pushing him toward the ship's giant fan. Because of the fan, the officer's head burst apart gruesomely. Watching this painful sight, Selena became absolutely horrified. When Mickey Mouse saw her, at first sight, he fell in love with Selena. To impress her, Mickey showed Selena the officer's half-cut corpse because in his own way, he wanted to give her this as a gift. Terrified, Selena ran back to the worker and told him everything. Panting in fear, "I saw someone in a Mickey Mouse costume. He killed the officer." But of course, nobody believed her. Still, another officer ordered the nurse to take Selena to a safe place while he himself went to search for the missing police officer. When he called the control room, his eyes fell on the wall in front of him. There, all the pictures of the past captains were hanging together. He was shocked. Who could have done this? But while he was distracted, Mickey Mouse came from behind and attacked him. Wrapping a chain-like object around the captain's neck, Mickey tried to strangle him. The captain struggled to stop him, but Mickey cut off the captain's head. Now, since Mickey Mouse had taken control of the ship, he also took control of the ship's system and changed the course. Along with that, he started playing music. Shortly after, a senior officer entered the cabin. When he saw the blood and the captain's severed head, he was terrified. He realized that since the captain was dead, now he must act as the new captain and manage everything. He made the same worker, the one who earlier sent Selena to the lower deck, his assistant, and ordered him to send all the crew members and passengers to the lower deck so no one would know what had happened above. The second officer also supported this plan. Now their mission was to find the one who had killed the captain. Meanwhile, Mickey Mouse was roaming around another part of the ship where he saw Sandy's two friends making videos. Without thinking twice, Mickey turned on a nearby forklift and drove it toward the girls. Before they could escape, the forklift struck them hard. A nurse passing by witnessed this entire scene with her own eyes. Now she was convinced that Selena was absolutely telling the truth. She left immediately to inform Selena and the others about what she had seen. Now the assistant ordered everyone to go to the lower deck. When all the passengers went inside, Selena, the assistant, and the nurse also tried to go in, but the door was locked from inside. Because of this, chaos spread among the passengers. In that panic, a crew member shouted, "The captain has been killed." This created an atmosphere of complete terror. People thought someone had attacked the ship. Seeing this, the officer tried to calm everyone, saying, "We will live together and we will die together." But before he could finish his words, Mickey Mouse stabbed a broom straight into his neck and silenced him forever. As soon as people saw Mickey Mouse, the whole crew pounced on him to kill him. But Mickey used the fire hose against them, forcing everyone to back off. Then, when the entire place was filled with water, Mickey threw in electric wires. Because of this, all the passengers were electrocuted brutally. Watching this terrifying sight, Selena, the assistant, and the nurse ran toward another deck. There, they found Sandy sleeping on a bench. After witnessing the horrifying scene, the three of them discussed that they should contact the control room through the radio and ask them to take the ship back to the harbor. Meanwhile, on the other side, Mickey Mouse was moving in for his next victim. His eyes fell on a large collection of liquor bottles, and as he tried to grab one, he caught a strange scent. A child was hiding there. His name was Martio. While picking up the bottle, Mickey sensed his smell and immediately realized that a human was nearby. Martio barely managed to escape, though his mother had already been killed by an electric shock. Before Mickey could hunt him down, another passenger appeared and quickly took Martio away, leading him to another section of the ship. At the same time, a girl who hadn't gone to the lower deck noticed a police officer asleep on a bench. She woke him up and explained that there was something wrong with the lights, but their misfortune was that Mickey Mouse was hiding inside a wardrobe nearby. As soon as the officer and the girl came close, Mickey slashed the officer's body with a blade. So much blood poured out that the officer died in a brutal, agonizing way. Terrified by the gruesome sight, the girl tried to run, but Mickey caught her first, slitting her throat with a metal rod. Meanwhile, Selena and another companion were heading toward the captain's cabin, but during this time, Sandy got separated from them. Realizing this, Selena decided to go back and search for her. On the way, she and her companion encountered Martio and the same passenger who had rescued him earlier. They explained that somehow they had survived the electric shocks. The assistant then began leading them toward the captain's cabin. The senior officer was busy repairing the radio so they could make contact with the control room. But suddenly, he noticed something strange. Mickey was standing there, holding a television in his hands. Before the officer could even react, Mickey hurled the TV at his head. His skull was crushed instantly, and the senior officer died on the spot. Then, in a twisted display, Mickey climbed on top of the TV and began to dance. Meanwhile, Sandy was wandering alone. When the effect of the alcohol finally wore off, she realized she had been separated from the group. Panicking, she tried calling them, but there was no signal. Still, she kept moving forward, unaware that Mickey was lurking close by. As she stepped outside, she managed to get a weak signal. One of her friends had sent her a photo, but there was something unsettling about it. In the background, Mickey could be seen peeking out. When Sandy looked closely and recognized him, she was completely terrified. While moving, she accidentally picked up Mickey's mask. That mask had been worn by another girl. The moment Sandy removed it, the girl's severed head fell right in front of her. Horrified, Sandy screamed at the top of her lungs. When she stumbled back, she saw another friend's corpse hanging, drenched in blood. Shaking with fear, Sandy was frozen in terror when suddenly Mickey appeared before her, holding an iron weapon. Just as he was about to attack, Sandy managed to escape at the last second and locked the door behind her. From inside, she mocked Mickey, saying, "You're so ugly and slow, you couldn't even catch me." Upstairs, the others discovered a terrifying message written in blood. "Screaming is your heart's true desire." The atmosphere grew even darker and more terrifying. Then came even worse news. The radio was completely destroyed and could not be repaired. That meant they had no way of contacting the control room. Panic spread among them. No one knew what to do anymore. Suddenly, Selena felt a hand grab her foot, shocking everyone. But soon they realized it belonged to the same old man who had earlier warned the nurse that this ship was cursed. The old man. He had survived because he was hiding there. Now, he told the others, "I know that mouse, Mickey Mouse, the one who is hunting everyone." He revealed that the mouse's real name was Willie, and then began telling the whole story. Back in the 1950s, he had first heard of a strange mouse-like creature. On a ship called Moti Mermi, this creature was kept. It looked almost exactly like Mickey Mouse. The captain had met Willie on the ship, and over time, they had formed a deep friendship. It was said that Willie was brought aboard to entertain both children and adults. Anyone who visited the Moti Mermi ship was delighted by the mouse. Even the captain grew very fond of him, and together they had shared many journeys. But one day, a violent storm struck. The captain died during that tragedy. Willie was left devastated because apart from his friend the captain, he had no one else in the world. From that day on, he remained all alone on the Motimor ship. For years, he was locked away inside a box, until somehow he was freed. As we already know, at the beginning of the story, the two workers had accidentally opened that door, releasing him. The old man explains that this rat, Willie, is killing everyone because parts of the Motiman ship were installed into this one. Along with that cargo, Willie also ended up here. Now, he believes this ship is actually the Motimur, his home. That's why he will kill anyone who dares to enter it. When the assistant and the others finally learned the truth, they decided to head to the engine room and use the flare gun to call for help. To do this, they split into two teams, one with Selena and the nurse, and the other with the assistant, Martio, and a passenger. On their way, they encountered the female worker from earlier, the one who had somehow survived Willie's attack. She told them that the ship's pipeline was damaged, and if it wasn't repaired soon, the entire machinery could fail. She begged them for help. Hearing this, the assistant and the passenger went with her. Inside, the assistant found a broken pipe and began fixing it. But suddenly, the female worker attacked the passenger with a wrench, leaving him badly injured. Then, she placed a helmet on her head, one with ears shaped like Mickey Mouse. She muttered, "I'm only following Willie's orders." Mickey Mouse, she explained, wanted full control of the ship because he was searching for a special companion who had been lost somewhere in the sea. Meanwhile, Selena and the nurse kept moving forward. Above them, on the ceiling, Willie was crawling along. The moment they sensed danger, they tried to move silently, but then the nurse's foot landed on a nail. Before she could scream in pain, Selena covered her mouth, and the nurse struggled to stay calm. Just then, they spotted a box. Selena moved forward to pick it up, but she froze when she heard heavy breathing right behind her. She turned around and saw Willie standing there, holding out a bouquet. But it wasn't made of flowers. It was made of human ears. Selena screamed in horror. At that moment, the nurse takes advantage of the situation and attacks Willie with a screwdriver, stabbing his eye. He gets badly injured, screams in pain, and charges at the nurse. But before he can do anything, Selena strikes him with an iron rod, throwing Mickey Mouse far away. Taking the chance, both of them run away. However, they had already discovered that the flare box contained neither a gun nor a flare, because the female worker had stolen them earlier so that no one could ruin Mickey Mouse's plan. When the female worker explains everything, she notices the assistant in rage and about to be attacked. Just then, Mickey appears, and seeing him, the female worker salutes the assistant with respect and goes toward him. But at that time, Mickey was furious. He pulled the screwdriver out of his eye and attacked the female worker, biting her brutally. Seizing the moment, the passenger tells the assistant to escape with Martio. He even takes the flare gun, but refuses to leave, saying, "I will send this filthy, dangerous rat to his death." So he stays behind, sending the assistant and Martio away. He then shoots the oil tank with the flare gun, sacrificing himself. A massive explosion follows. Fire engulfs the engine room, and everything burns down. The passenger dies in the blast. Mickey gets badly injured, but just in time. The assistant and Martio manage to escape. Meanwhile, Selena and the nurse arrive at the place where the assistant and Martio were trapped. The two girls try to save them, but the area is flooding with water. The debris above is too heavy, so they can only clear enough for someone to crawl out. Somehow, the assistant pushes Martio out, but before he can escape himself, Mickey attacks his leg. Instead of running away, the assistant challenges Willie to fight him face to face. And truly, Willie appears. Selena begs him to stop and come with them, but the assistant, seeing himself as the captain, decides to confront Mickey. He tells Selena, "Save yourself, run from here." Then suddenly, Willie attacks the assistant, and the two clash violently. In the end, the assistant sacrifices his life. Selena is deeply saddened by his death, and even though she doesn't want to, she is forced to run away. The nurse tells her that Mickey is not dead. He will come back and kill all the children. So both of them start thinking about how they can fight Mickey. Just then, Martio shows them a picture. It was from the 1950s. They saw that along with the captain and Willie, there was another mouse too. Now it seems that during the storm, maybe that other mouse fell into the sea, and Willie has been searching for him ever since. Hearing this, Selena comes up with an idea to trick Willie. She searches through the clothes and finds a white dress with black dots on it. Selena thinks this looks like Mickey Mouse, and according to her plan, it's perfect. So she puts on the dress to draw Willie's attention toward her. Meanwhile, the nurse and Martio go up on the deck of the ship, where they see another vessel passing by at a distance. The nurse waves her hand to ask for help from the captain of that ship. He sees them and waves back, starting to come toward them. But just then, the nurse hears the sound of someone breathing. Scared, she turns around and sees Willie standing there, holding an iron rod. He advances to attack the nurse. She tries to dodge the attack, but slips and falls. Before Willie can kill her, he hears the sound of a whistle and someone calling his name. We realize it's Selena. When Mickey looks, he sees Selena standing before him. She is trying to make him believe that she is his long-lost companion. As he comes closer, Selena strikes him with a hammer. But unfortunately, he is very clever and quickly dodges to the side, escaping the attack. Selena then rushes to help the nurse, leaving Martio alone. Willie comes to him and throws Martio into the water below. Selena runs quickly to save him, but her foot slips and she hangs on the edge of the ship. Willie raises the iron rod, ready to knock her down. But when he looks at Selena, he remembers his lost companion from the storm. Instead of pushing her down, he uses the rod to pull her back up, saving her life. To impress Selena and to show her that he loves her too, Willie this time gives her a real flower. But the nurse, who had regained consciousness, angrily starts shouting at Willie. Willie got distracted, and at that moment, Selena seized the opportunity and struck his head with a pair of scissors. This enraged Willie, but even then, he said goodbye and fell into the sea, ending his reign of terror. Overjoyed, Selena and the nurse hugged each other. After that, they went to save Martio, who had survived by clinging to a floating dustbin in the sea. A few hours later, a ship arrived and rescued all three of them. Martio's father also came and thanked the two women for saving his son's life. Before leaving, Martio gave Selena her diary, which he had found in the trash. Getting her diary back made her happy, and she decided that she would not leave New York and would fulfill her dreams. But she had no idea of the danger that still loomed. From the distant trash, Willie's body was discovered, and the terrifying part was that he was still alive with all his wounds healed. Not only that, his long-lost companion had now returned as well. It was clear that a massive catastrophe was about to descend upon New York City, because the two would not rest until they had taken their revenge, going to any lengths necessary. Just then, a distress call came through the control room's radio. It was from the assistant. He had survived the fight with Willie, but was still trapped on the ship. The operator immediately set out to rescue him. And with that, the movie comes to an end.